Good afternoon. Ay, chihuahua. Hello, everyone. Well, I got out of our personal driveway and property in the middle of the forest. Talk about nerve-wracking. It was nothing but glare ice. Right now, it's showing 12 degrees. They're forecasting by the time I get home tonight to be -3. This is the rest of the easement into my property. And I have to go slow. I know I'm probably going a little bit faster than I was up my hill, down my hill last night. Wow, 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 wow. I had to veer to the right where the snow was because, well, traction. Right here, if you go to the left, you're gonna go down the culvert. I don't have very much traction here on the right. There's rocks that's on the right here, but I am barely crawling at 5 miles an hour. Of the asphalt there, but ooh, slippery for sure. So you just have to drive for the conditions, right? Correct. I have got a rant of rants today. Remember that Christmas party in which I mailed all the gifts out. Well, one of the gifts never got to my recipient, and I had to go and file a claim with the post office. Everything does not take a wink and a blink with the post office. And what I'm about to tell you has to do with the local post office in northwestern Wisconsin. I am sure this does not affect a major metropolitan post office. I would bet on it. I'm so frustrated sometimes with this podunk society that I live in. If it happens, it happens. Could it be today? Could it be tomorrow? That's how they roll. However the coin flips, that may be the way they're going to do it, but it may not be. Don't even think about getting out a rule book, because they will tell you, well, you know what? I'm sorry. I forgot to replace that rule and that page because 8 days ago we changed that in corporate. And, well, things are different. I hear that all too often. We have something at our job called a living employee handbook. What in the world does that mean? That means it can change at the drop of a hat. It's living. Rules change. Circumstances change. For example, if you sign up for overtime and you cannot fulfill your overtime duty, we will write you up. We'll give you either a whole day, a half a day. There's no special dispensation for anything at all. But if the company decides we're going to change the overtime and not do overtime, well, you have to understand, right? So bizarre. But that's what it's like. Monday I showed up early and I stayed late. Yesterday, not so much. So let's talk about the post office now. So today I had to complete a form online. They told me I called first to see if that individual was there. And the individual had told me there's nothing they can do behind the counter, that I had to do it online, file a form, and it has to go through the channels. And I asked, well, how long does this take? You know, I did buy insurance on the package. They give $100 worth of insurance. But even though they say they give it, they don't give it to you if you just don't have a package. They have to, in their minds, investigate and exhaust it to the nth degree. So I completed the form, hit submit, and now we wait. In the meantime, how does that make me feel or look in the eyes of the other person? Granted, the other person's a very understanding, kind, gentle person. No concern that I have to them. But if I am to be a woman of my word, a gifter of my word, I feel responsible, even though somebody else screwed up. So in a way, I'm very glad that I decided to change the rules of contests as I move forward. If I want to give a gift, I will do it. Get your address if you're a winner. Send you whatever the gift is from the Amazon link that I deem appropriate, necessary, and available that day that I do the contest. And send out that gift. Have Amazon do the delivery as a gift. I think you understand where I'm going with that. Same thing applies with the gift cards. It was very easy for those of you that have gotten the gift cards from me to just open up your messenger today. No, I'm sorry. I did it cell phone message. Open up your cell phone. See the message that I sent you, which was a picture of the Amazon gift card. You took those letters and numbers combination and you put it in your own Amazon account. I didn't have to mail out the card. I didn't have to spend close to $3 for a puffy envelope to mail out the card to you. I did it all with a picture, snap, send electronic, and you can spend the $10 as you see fit on Amazon. Good thing. Now, Aaron's gift, well, that has to be mail, and it has to go through the channels. I will tell you from experience talking to other people, and I believe I told this story before, so I apologize if I'm repeating it to the masses. More often than not, the yellow, blue, pink, all the cutesy little colored cards, grandmas and grandpas still to this day mail out money. Yes, I said it, actual cash, greenback money to their grandkids in the birthday cards. And sometimes grandma may get miffed, and grandma will say, well, for example, I don't know why Rebecca, that's her daughter, I'm making up stories as I go along. I don't know why Rebecca's son, Johnny, her son, her granddaughter, or I'm sorry, her grandson, Johnny, didn't give Grandma a gift card because somebody, some idiot, I'm not saying it's a letter carrier, I'm not saying it's somebody within the post office. It could be somebody walking past your mailbox or your house. There is such a thing as porch pirates. If you know, you know. It's been on film before. Rawson reports people going up and stealing things. So they open the card, get the money, toss the card. Neither party knows what just happened. It's a scam. It's very, very wrong on so many levels, I will tell you. But it happens. Now, for those people that have checks, for example, and they open up a check, well, at that point, the person's not going to cash the check. If their real name, the thief is named Bill Jones, and the check is made out to Susie Smith, well, that gets ripped up and tossed. But at least that crook tried. They tried to run a scam and tried to steal something. Unfortunately, that one didn't work. So now we have to battle with the post office. So it's up to me to make it right, and I will make it right. I will contact that particular person and make it right with them. So, what else do I want to rant about today? I want to rant about a topic which is as old can be. Attitudes of women. Women and their... No offense to my friend, the Keto Kitty. Women for centuries, decades, for me, decades, I have noticed the game playing with women and the backstabbing and the talking behind the back. And I think very strongly that may be a factor why I don't have a lot of female friends. I don't tolerate shenanigans. Yes, you may hear me vent about my HR lady, and I can vent about the stepdaughters or my son or grandkids. I gotta say what I have to say to the point. I'm on the freeway today, so I hope I don't unlive myself on the freeway. I say what I have to say right at the point, and it's over. And I've equated my logic with a lot of men. Men are that way. Men get a hair in their patoot. Pardon me. They get a hair in their patoot. They say what they have to say. They use colorful language. I don't. And sometimes it turns into blows between men. They have to duke it out. There may be blood, but after it's over and done, they're shaking hands and they're going to go and play pool and go out for a burger right after all the drama is done. I just wish women in my life and in general, if I make a comment and I would offend somebody, I wish they would come to me and say, Jerry, what you said was very offensive, and allow me the chance to say either I didn't mean anything by what I said, or I am sorry for what I said, or I wasn't referring to you specifically. Everything depends on the context of what I'm saying at the time. And many times I will speak with myself with everything I do not do. We don't run around with a camera on our faces all the time. So there may be times that someone would say to me, well, I heard what you said on YouTube, or I heard what you said on this live. Could you explain it? And I would then turn to that person and say, I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. Tell me with specificity, or better yet, if it's on YouTube, tell me where to go. Share the link. Tell me exactly where I said it in that video so I can go back and either come back to you with my head down in shame, or say, oh, wow, yeah, that sounds like it could be offensive. I am so sorry. I did not mean that. And usually I am the gentle giant, the girl with the loud mouth, sassy mouth, yes. Thinks a different way, yes. I've been known on Zooms when the person that's speaking would say something that goes against what I believe, and here I am on my little Zoom screen crossing my hands in a big X, because if you would say to me on this Zoom meeting, hearing devices, and I'm hearing this, I'm doing the hands crossed like a big X. No, I don't know. I, for example, would do something like that. Now, I may not be offensive with my comment, and I'm not going to be the keyboard warrior and attack that person saying that, but to put it into perspective, this past Monday, I was a guest on Dr. Kiltz's show. Dr. Kiltz has his opinions of faith and Jesus, Buddha, Mohammed, all of so in Kiltz's house, it is not respectful to pipe up and state my opinion. He asked about how I did it, why I did it for 15 years. I let him know it's my faith. I did it for religious reasons. Now, I do not practice Ramadan. However, the people that do practice Ramadan, I respect them and their rights and their decisions to do what they want to do in their faith. Same with Catholics. I used to be a Catholic. Looking at my sister, of course, in comparison, my sister still prays the rosary. I respect her decision for her to pray that in her Catholic faith. And we just accept each other as we are. Nobody will know until after we die, right? Right. But that opens up a whole other can of worms. So sometimes what happens that I find, and I won't use the first word, I'll use the second word that's part of this comment when people speak about guys. Some guys are whipped, blank whipped, by their girlfriends, wives, spouses, and they have to do, say, believe, live, honor, whatever the spouse wants to do. So the blank whipped gentleman sometimes comes into my radar, and it happened yesterday at work. Oh, it was so funny. But I'm at work, and the whole thing they just put something on the board about discrimination and equal rights and all those things. Well, I saw that. I'm at work. I'm in my employer's house. I can't go spouting all my big, high and mighty opinions. The other person, they said their piece. They said what was on their mind based on his discussion, how he said it to all of us. Well, me and my girlfriend think. And then he sounded just like, oh, how do some people call those women? They call those women sometimes the K word. I don't want to say it because I have friends that are named the K word, and I don't think they're those women. Unfortunately, I think with their names, it's a bad rap, unfortunately. Or some people will call them the blue-haired hippie liberals. They say those things. And then he turned to me and he said, well, Jerry, what do you think? And I said, I come from a different generation than you do. We'll call him Joe. His name wasn't Joe. We don't have a Joe, as a matter of fact, that I work with. Nevertheless, I said, Joe, I come from a different generation. I come from a generation that in marriages, women and men, it's a dual relationship, respecting both people. Oh, sometimes we may not respect both people and have the same opinions, but these kids don't know my personal life and some of the struggles that I go through personally. So my blanket statement is very general. I believe in the old-fashioned ways, but it doesn't mean if you're an abused spouse, men or women, I'm talking about any violence, bodily violence, that should be tolerated. It should not be. I'm also of the mindset that I don't believe in divorce. As a divorced woman, I will still say I don't believe in divorce. There are exceptions to that. And my exceptions to divorce are written pretty clear in the Bible. But I don't come to work beating people over the head with the Bible. And he said, well, Jerry, that's why I like you. Because you're kinda didn't say I was. You're kind of like my grandma. We all come to you with our problems and our questions, and you always answer us. You listen to us, you pay attention to us, and yet you don't ever tell us what to do or make demands out of us. I said, that's right. That's the real Jerry, the face-to-face Jerry. And then the girl that I'm feeding the food, she came and she piped up and she says, yeah, Jerry never called me a fat ASS to my face, but she's being very patient and she's feeding me a whole bunch of good stuff and talking about me teaching her how to eat a diet that isn't full of junk. Very, very, very simple diet. You see that vehicle in front? Let me tell you, that is a hearing test. The hearing police are here today. Me, have my hearing test right out of the jump. I'm gonna get in and get her done. So that's why I'm here a wee little bit early before the clock to get it done. But I just wanted to talk about some of the things that really irked me today. It is what it is. Let me back up. So, you think I'm going to pass the hearing test today? I don't know. I don't know. What? They said yesterday to us, I can take off my glasses. They said yesterday to us that, Jerry, your hearing test, have it done before punch in. And I said, what? And they said it again. They go, oh, Jerry, you little Dickens, you. So, excellent. Thank you all for coming along. I see Cindy and JoJo here. I'm not going to read the comments because I see you all are talking amongst yourself. Excellent. Hey, Michael. We got me and my client today. We're doing burgers, just meat. 2 third-pound burgers for each of us. Ooh, that's so nice. You guys are talking about food. Excellent. I like it because even though I can't read and participate, I can at least get my opinion out. If people want to listen, they can. Hey, John, Michael, and Josephine right now. Hey, there's Sharon. Hi. And Aaron. Hello. Yes, definitely. Address. Yeah. Uh-oh. Michael's yawning. Either I'm boring him to death or he's tired. I don't know. Maria's here. Patricia's here. Look at all the people that were here. Well, thanks for listening to me vent today. I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming to work with me. Again, just scrolling before I have to walk in and do the hearing test. Yay. I'm going to close off right now. Thank you so much. Just had to get some stuff off my chest. If you know, you know. And going home tonight, yeah, it's going to be freezing. Jerry, take the night off. I wish I could, Michael. Thank you, everybody, for driving along with me. It's been 30 minutes. Gotta go. 2 minutes before the hearing test. I'm going to walk right in right now. Toodles, have a wonderful Wednesday. Don't let this sunshine be deceiving. It is cold. Love to everybody. Toodles.